he has two specialties. One is as a medium, he can bring in our loved ones to your side and this thing. And the other is the healing part of it. So he's a very good healer. So what I'm trying to do is we break it up into two sessions. First one, I would like him to say about what is mediumship. A lot of new people are here. They should know, and then about his background, how he is doing this. And you can ask as many questions. It will be a very informal get-together. And he will give us some practical test. Not test, but some practical way of, he'll bring in few people, I don't know who, and he also doesn't know now. But somebody might come here and here once. And then we will also request, he has a specialty of bringing him his own guide into his own body also. It's a very special case. And at that time, you are allowed to ask 2-3 questions maximum. So if you have any particular questions, you can ask at that time. I'll be there to take the questions and guide that. And then we'll go for a break. Second half, we will talk about the healing part of it. So there also he has a team of 40 doctors, I think 40 plus, who comes with him to do this healing. So here he will talk and he will practically demonstrate also the healing part of it. And lastly, this is only those people who are really interested. I requested him, we'll do some experiment of the actual spirit being there, actually. And you can feel, in fact, I wanted this to happen in the main hall, but the picture is doing so well, I couldn't take it off. And because in the big screen I was planning, you can actually see the spirit, that is what I was trying to say. So, anyway, we couldn't do that, but here he is trying to, those who are interested can stay back and we will do some fun exercises where actual spirit can come and say demonstration or whatever you call it. So not taking much time further, I request my sister to come in first and give a gamusa, which is a traditional way of welcoming our guest. Just 1 minute, I will take photo. Just 1 minute, 1 minute.
This is also the season of the spring. Happy New Year, happy society.
I don't think we need the mic and all. He can. This is a very small get together. So I give the floor to Nick and please go ahead.
Thank you. Very nice introduction. So I've seen some of your faces before, so yeah, it's nice to see you again. And just also, there was a video playing with me before, and as some of my friends have noticed, I've put on a bit of weight and I've lost some more hair. So yeah, thank you very much. But last time I was here also, it was I think it was February, so it was a lot cooler. January was it? Yeah, it was a lot cooler. So I'm actually quite hot. Okay, so as my lovely friend Chinmoy has explained, I'm a medium. Okay, I know some of you have seen what I do. But what that means to me is that I can allow spirit to come forward, your loved ones to give evidence of their survival in the spirit world. So once they pass from the physical, they pass the spirit world, and it's my job then to actually bring them forward and give you the evidence. And sometimes guidance as well, because there might be things going on in your life that you may have a question about, or you're not quite sure if you're on the right path. So who has actually seen a medium on TV or live before? I know you have, yes. Anybody seen? No? Nobody seen? You have at the back? Okay, great. As Chinmoy was also saying, I do allow them to come very close to me. So they might give me an impression of heart problems, so my chest will hurt, etc. Okay, or head problems. And my face might go a bit funny, but I was watching that as I was like, oh no, that's quite embarrassing. But things have been developing from the spirit world and me as well. So Chinmoy was saying later on, when spirit like to show themselves sometimes, either in a physical way, which is through energy around you, or as an orb. An orb is the first manifestation of spirit. And in the orbs, they can be either a face, they can be colours, but they can generally tell us who they're actually going with, because they circle the person that we're talking to. So, and obviously all the way through is because it is an informal thing. If you have questions about what I do, just raise your hand and we'll answer your questions as well. Everybody okay? Any questions so far? I always do. Yeah, so it's not always known where I'm going. I'm always being told to hurry up or get on with my job. Because when I open the spirit door, they all walk in at once and they all, I want to go to this person, I want to go to this person, but I have to be very controlled in what I do. Okay? What I do also as well is that there's lots of energy within the room, so I build up on the energy and I get drawn to a particular person. And right now I'm being particularly drawn to a lady that's in spirit. She keeps talking to me quite loud, okay? And she keeps talking to me about this gentleman here. Can I talk to you for a second? Can I talk to you for a second? I need to talk to you for a second.
You want to talk to you? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This lady comes forward from spirit. Beautiful looking and loving lady. She tells me that she would be, I want to go to your mum's side of the family. So this would be your mother in family or grandmother. Would you understand this? You may need to translate.
Father need to grandfather, grandmother. Grandmother I've never seen. Okay. Grandmother I've never seen.
Yeah, this is a great case because a lot of people either you'll know the person I'm talking to or you'll never know who the person I'm talking about. Okay, but they know about you because they're loved ones. They're unconditional. They'll come to you to be with you and to give you help or guidance. Okay, but she tells me about a difficult time around you at the moment. Do you understand this? Okay, but she wants you to be reassured that actually everything is going to be okay for you. Okay, now some things will be quite private, and I'll hold some of it back because it can be quite private. But she told me here that you've been quite emotional as well recently. Do you understand? Okay. Right. Now she also talks to me about a boy or a young man around you as well. I want to go to like a son around you. Okay, but it's also, now if you see that I actually look to my right, okay, and that's because that's where spirits stand when they come forward to me, they stand here, and I have to look at them, and I'm holding a conversation as if I'm holding one with yourself, okay, and that's, okay. Now she talks about this young man around you who's also having a difficult time at the moment. Do you understand this? But there's also a thing about a job around this as well, so it's about work environment around both of you, I'm being told, okay? But you have to relax, she's saying, okay? Okay. She's actually quite a funny lady. She has a good sense of humour, okay? Right, okay. She wants you to relax because actually within the next few months, okay, she said things are going to be quite hectic. Okay? And you're going to wish that you had actually relaxed during the time that you had. So you need to just relax with what you've got at the moment. Okay, but it's also, I'm being told here, there's a loving message coming from Father in Spirit also. I'm being told about Father in Spirit with you, do you understand? Okay, and he wants to give you some love as well. He was a man that wasn't very, I was going to say very loving on the earth plane, but he wants to come forward and give you that love that he never gave before. Okay? I'm going to finish here with yourself, okay? By telling you that you need to trust yourself, okay? Trust your instincts, okay? Changes are very close for you. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Okay. What I'm doing here is I'm just doing a demonstration of what I do. Okay. This lovely gentleman here is having some things going on around him at the moment, and this lovely lady has come forward from spirit, okay, to give just give a little bit of evidence that actually things around him are going to be okay. Okay? This is what my job is. Somebody called me the other day a peacemaker. I think it was a peacemaker. They said, you're a peacemaker because you make peace here for everybody. Because I bring the love forward from the spirit world and I give the love back to that person. And that's what my job is. That's what medium should be about. Any questions? You have a question?
No, I have a different issue.
A different issue?
Different issue.
Okay. An issue is in what, your personal self? Is it?
Yes, my personal issue.
Okay. Well, maybe we might be able to help you out.
But Jonathan, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. I believe in this. I have this bit of a clash. If what's happening here is really happening, and I'm not doubting you, I don't want to sound like a skeptic, no. What about a reincarnation? I mean, does it work or there's nothing called a reincarnation?
Of course. I believe in reincarnation.
So, if I were to ask you to bring my mother, possibly you could.
Yes.
Well, then what happens to my mother, who probably is living another life right now? What happens to that physical entity at this point, while she comes here?
I love questions like this. Okay, I believe in reincarnation. Okay, I believe that, I know because I've had other lives. Okay? Now, it's a very good valid point you're saying. Just wait for you to sit down. No. It's a very valid point. I believe, actually, we're all spirits in a physical body. We leave, go to the spirit world, okay, and then we are then asked or offered to go to another life, okay. But we still leave an essence of ourselves in that spiritual world, so I can connect to that essence of that person. That's what I believe. That's what I've been taught from spirit of what happens, because we still need to regenerate. We still need to. You're here saying like old souls. My daughter's an old soul. She's so into everything. She's so clever for her age. She's only 3. And she looks at you. And sometimes when we look at her, we see an old lady with glasses. So we know she's been here before. Okay? And I know a lot of you have been here before. Okay? But I will be able to link you to the essence of yourself in my life. Does that answer your question?
I'm with you.
You're with me?
Right.
It's a very difficult thing to really grasp hold of. But when I'm teaching or being taught from spirit, they literally it's like being downloaded like a PC. I go and meditate and they say, this is what happens here. You're going to be asked this question tomorrow. This is the answer for it. So the answer that I'm going to give you is exactly that. We will reincarnate. Okay? There will be a point in our lives where we don't reincarnate anymore. Okay? Because we don't need to. Because we've learned all the lessons that life will teach us. Okay? But even so, when we do reincarnate, there is an essence of us still in the spiritual world, which is our old self. Okay? So we're being reborn to be a new self. Okay? To learn more. Any other questions? I love questions like that. I think it's great. No more questions?
So, could we heal the past for a vibrant future?
Second?
Could we heal the past?
Heal the past? Absolutely.
Heal the past for a vibrant future.
Yes. Yes. I always teach as well that if there was something that happened in our past, even in our past of this life, if we could just let go or forgive or give thanks to that, whatever happened to us, our life would be much more richer. And also of the past, but there's no past life regressions. You need to understand what it is or who done what to you or what you did to others to actually heal that past. Again, so you can live a richer life for it. So I'm a man that's, I live my life with spirit. People think I'm crazy, but I love my job and I love the people it connects me to, like yourselves, and the spirit. But I trust my life with spirit as well, so I know that I'm going to be okay tomorrow, or I'm going to, they've actually told me, who was it? I was actually on a plane, and there's another story. I'll tell you another story because it's actually more interesting. Okay, I hate dentists. Okay, and I had to go to a dentist to have some work. Okay, and the dentist was drilling away, and then she started putting a filling in. And I thought to myself, thank you very much, Dr. John, because I knew my friend Dr. John was staying with me. For the help and making sure everything was going okay. He went, it's not over yet, Nick. I said, what do you mean? And with that, I heard crack. And the dentist had cracked my tooth off. So I knew, and Dr. John was laughing because we had this communication together. So it's a bond between the two of us, a relationship. But he literally told me that there and then it wasn't over. And then she cracked my tooth, and then I had to be in a dentist chair for another hour. So that's how spirit worked with me. So it's quite funny. We'll all go through this. We'll all go through. You'll ask spirit, and I always say to people, if you ask spirit for something, they will deliver, but in the right time and when you actually need it.
What is the language that you
The language.
Yes.
I hear it in English.
You hear it.
I hear it in English. I do hear the mumblings of all different languages going on. So I work in Norway a lot, so a lot of Norwegian comes forward, but I hear it always in English because I'm English. But if you saw Spanish medium, then they tell you in Spanish. So, but they would still hear the translation going on. And this is sometimes why we stand here and we ask them to repeat the question. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because it's the translation is either getting mixed up or muddled. Okay?
You are told about the difficult challenges you face. You are about to face. How do you handle that? There's death in the family or something goes through that. For you personally.
Me personally, yeah, life is a challenge, okay? And I always, it's a very Buddhist thing to say, but life is a challenge and you should just meet it, okay? It's a journey.
Get some just to go through that.
Yes, we do. I always ask for help. Now, I'm going through a period at the moment. My dad is in the UK and he's got throat cancer. And I know that he hasn't probably got that long. So I'm working with spirit to send healing over to him. I'm asking for some emotional support as well. But I know that I'm doing what I should be doing for him. Because he won't want me to do anything different. He won't want me to stay there with him and miss out on this opportunity of being here. So it's all out there. If you ask your loved ones, people always ask me, if you can talk to your loved ones, can I talk to my loved ones? Of course, they're your loved ones.
Can you know in advance that somebody is going to get a treatment in your relations or what?
No. We're never ever told, really, that
What's going to come in the future?
we're given guidance, but we're not told, people say to me, when they come for a private reading, they say to me, you're not going to tell me that I'm going to die in 2 weeks, are you? And I'm like, we don't get told anything that's horrible. We only get told the things that are good. But when people tell us in physical, like my dad phoned me and said, this is what's happening to me, and then the spirit will guide me, the spirit will help me, the spirit will help dad, just like they will help you also.
You can also get help. We ask you and then we get to know that something bad is going to happen or good.
Okay, but there's a simple answer to that. When you're walking down the street and you feel uncomfortable walking down that street, and you feel this hunch, this you get a hunch. Yeah, that's your soul, that's your inner self telling you, don't walk down that street, it's not good for you. Or you can actually get a feeling from spirit pulling you away from an area or from somebody. But it's about taking notice. People always ask for signs from spirit. My wife, I'll tell you, it's very private, okay? But my wife, when she fell pregnant, she hated being pregnant. She didn't want the baby. She liked horse riding, but she had a pelvic problem, so she couldn't do any horse riding. So she hated the baby even more. And as a father, an expectant father, I was actually really nervous. And I just said to her, ask your loved ones in spirit, just for a bit of guidance or help, or a sign that actually you're going to be okay and the spirit will be okay. I'll have to tell you this, okay, because it's part of the story. She came back to me after going to the bathroom with a little white feather in her hand. And she said, you never know where I've just found this little white feather. I said, do I need to know? She went, yes, you do. I said, I found it in my knickers. And this is the spirit always come forward with, if you're asking for a bit of guidance or a sign, you'll find a little feather somewhere. But in a place that we'd never expect to see a feather. So for it to be in a very personal place, it was a sign for her that actually the baby is going to be okay, she was going to be okay, everything around her was going to be okay. Spirit are very loving. They're not going to tell you anything bad. Okay, they'll just help you if a situation is going to come up. I like questions like this. Any other questions?
How you got interested in this area?
How did I get interested in it? My life, my journey with spirit started when I was 3. And it started for me through trauma. So my mum left me when I was 3. And at that point, or after that point, I saw a man in spirit standing at the end of my bed.